Hello and welcome back to another classic video being for me, ZB Class, and today we'll be mostly discussing off the dome here about Breath of the Wild Master Mode. And there's multiple things involving this I want to discuss, but the main details are in regards to how it can be translated to the next game and how it's an amazing thing. So first things first, I believe that it should be in the base game of the next one. Master Mode. It is an amazing DLC, amazing thing. It's crazy that they decided to add such a big part to the game afterwards. And you could just say it's a difficulty boost, but there's a lot more into it that makes sense for it being like a separate thing. And with that being said, I think it should be in the base game, Breath of the Wild 2. I know that kind of contradicts what I just said, but Breath of the Wild 2 or Breath of the Wild 2 should take what has been established in the last game and put into the new game. Like, if you have a DLC for a game and you make a sequel to the game, I believe if it's going to be similar enough, it should just transfer over the DLC into the regular content, which is what I believe. Because I think most of the costumes and stuff are going to return. It'll be weird for them not to, seeing how beloved they are and such. So I think that would be a good idea just to put in the base game. And why Master Mode is a top tier DLC itself is because I've never seen anything like it. There's been DLCs with up to difficulty, but there has never been one quite like this. It has added so many things. I would never have thought of when just boosting in difficulty. Like the floating enemies with the chest on them. That is a simple thing that makes the game harder and easier at the same time. Because of course, if you have Majora's Mask or something, you just land behind him, take the stuff from the chest, and that could be either like a stick or a freaking Royal Guard Claymore. But that just adds a little factor to the game itself, which is something that doesn't even have to do with difficulty for the most part. I mean, yeah, it can be annoying you running around and they shoot arrows at you, but once again, Majora's Mask kind of nullifies that. With Golden Lynels, I think that should have just been in the base game, to be fair. I think they knew that they were going to make this DLC because of one thing, and that being Silver Lynels. Why would Silver Lynels be the strongest form of Lynels if not for them making Golden Lynels later on? Like, in what game is Silver the highest level? That doesn't make sense. So it was obvious they're going to do that. It's just more of when they were going to do that. It's more of the question. That being said, though, Golden Lynels are what was needed. That was kind of missing from the base game, to be honest. Because to me, well, I would consider myself a bit of a gamer. I think Silver Lynels, when you were like fully maxed out and you had everything, were way too easy. Golden Lynels was a perfect step up from that, and I'd love to see them return. I don't know how the map will be and how all the enemies will be, but it'll be cool to see those return. And maybe even a Diamond Lionel, who knows? Who knows? Or Platinum, will probably be Platinum. They also added golden regular enemies, which I've personally never fought because I just run around with Majora's Mask like a little scaredy cat, but I enjoy the game. I don't want to fight golden regular enemies because some reason I'm worse against them than like Lionels and such for some reason, because their attacks are faster and it really messes with me, and their attack patterns are a bit random. So those are another thing that is crazy they added, and that added like a huge difficulty spike. My only problem with Master Mode would honestly be the main bosses, because it does technically make it more difficult, but on a normal scale, I think they should have just like added new animations to the bosses. They might have, that I might have just not noticed, but they were about the same. The health regain I think was kind of unfair at times because they did animations where you couldn't hit them for like long periods of time, so they just sit there regaining health while you're just dodging stuff that you can't like reverse. Like let's say with let's go with Calamity again, and it's actually a good example. That one was very annoying because you're supposed to parry the beam and then hit him. But sometimes he decides to go on the wall, and him going on the wall, of course, leads to an issue right there. That leads to him having time to regain because you're not, unless you shoot arrows at him, you're kind of screwed on that front. But they don't intend for you to. They want you to deflect the beam at him and knock him off the wall. But that's kind of messed up when he doesn't shoot a beam. He's just sitting there regaining health. So that's my only gripe with the health regen. Kind of throws out tactics a bit. Kind of makes it more brute force like, but I think it's was a smart choice. Also, I know this is not part of master mode, maybe, or maybe this. With the sword trial, oh my goodness, that is crazy hard on master mode. I still haven't beat it yet. Getting past the first stage is near impossible. Three, 4 blue bokoblins is like crazy hard when you have nothing but a stick. So yeah, that's more props to them, I guess. But it's difficult in a way that no other game is difficult, because you can't get hit once or you're dead. Depending, or in the sword trial at least, you can't get hit once or you're dead. And you better hope you're good at flurry rushes and parries. But it's very unique because I am playing a game right now, a little indie game known as Dark Souls 3. It is a totally different style of difficulty, and I can really appreciate how from game to game, one game can be super difficult, another game can be super difficult, and they could just be in totally different ways. And I think Master Mode really achieves that, and I really hope to see that in the next game, without being a DLC, of course, because that would be a bit strange. With that being said, there are certain things that I would want them to change for the next game for Master Mode, and that includes mostly adding more, I guess, animations to the regular boss fights. Like, I don't know what the boss fights are going to be in Breath of the Wild 2, but for example, the Ganon boss fights, they really didn't change too much other than health and stuff like that, and your weapons breaking faster, which I actually think they should get rid of. That is very annoying. I mean, they do throw weapons at you, but I kind of want to stick to I have like a couple cool weapons I really want to use. It's kind of annoying having to go through every single one of them to beat one Lionel. But that's kind of a me thing, and that might not be a you thing. That could just be me. I mean, no one likes breaking weapons in games, but I mean, I think it's a core aspect of this one in particular. But it'll be fixed if they added upgrading weapons, but that's something I already talked about. That would be sick. It's like upgrading weapons would be so cool, like a fairy fountain of upgrading weapons. I don't know, but that's kind of it, honestly. I think Master Mode is a masterpiece, and there's only a few things I'll tweak, and I think it should be directly put into the base game of Breath of the Wild 2, because I don't know how it can sit alone without it. Well, this is just a short little video that I hope you enjoyed. And if you did enjoy, leave a like, leave a follow, and comment down below. And that comment should be, what's poppin'?